Hello again, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games, back for the actual last Warhammer Quest Blackstone Fortress video I will be doing for the foreseeable future. This is Dorg The Wall Broggan, another one of the retinue characters you can make from some of the readily available kits. Fair highlights 09048. So, Dorg The Wall here was smart enough to undergo the Boned process that makes Ogren more intelligent, was assigned to a Bulgren unit as a bodyguard, but the process that increased his intelligence also reinforced his protective behavior, especially towards his own brother, and when Knuckles Broggan was scheduled to be executed for failing to protect two different officers simultaneously, Dorg busted his bro out of well, I'm assuming jail, but wherever he was, and took him on a chase through the galaxy, ending up at Precipice in the employ of another individual who uses them and occasionally hires them out to other explorers as bodyguards. And he's pretty much just a tank. There's no other way of putting it. Cudgel and shield. Some kind of parallel to a storm shield, I believe, but I found two different names for it. One in the article and book about it, and the other about the wall here, and the other with the actual kit. So I'm not certain which is supposed to be the actual current name, to be honest, but as I said last time, the same side quest unlocks both brothers, where the wall is under assault by Urgles, and as well as situations where he can either advance nor retreat. So it is up to the explorers to reach him and relieve him before he suffers too many wounds. And again, since I decided to make the special character with the third model in the kit, I didn't end up doing exactly what the article or Blackstone Fortress annual show, and that's fine, because I'm definitely doing an atypical color scheme anyway. After all, the Broggan brothers are now mercenaries on the run, so making them as outlandish as the people who employ them. And I want to let this dry for a bit before I move on, but that's a decent start, and I need to tweak my lighting a little more, because it's not focusing very well, so play around with that and come back when this dries. Oh, great. Okay, let's try to fix that. Got a little lighting conks out of me right off the bat. Okay. Well, just gonna get right this second. Okay. Sun Yellow 09008. Gonna have two coats of this, but this is gonna be the cloth. So I'll do one coat on camera, one coat off camera. I think I got a little close to the mic there. It's going to be kind of slower on the base coating, just because I can right now only do one color at a time, because so many are touching. But again, going for garish color schemes to kind of reflect the mercenary nature the Broggan brothers are now following, or lifestyle, I suppose, is perhaps a better way of putting it. Although for some reason it brings to mind some of the tales of Felix Jaeger in the novels tied to the old world of Warhammer Fantasy, where he was wanted for participating in the window tax riots and possibly instigating some of them, and the Empire basically forgetting about it because they had other things to worry about. I don't know if this was intended to be a shirt or if it was intended to be bare flesh underneath, but and I kind of lost track in the time between the time I assembled this model and now I'm painting him, so I'm just going to do it as a shirt underneath. So I'm going to let that dry and apply a second coat off camera before I move on to the next base coat. So that's a decent start. I'm going to have to keep playing around with this focus thing some more, but back in a bit. Okay. I think I'm getting a little better on this focus, at least for now. So, leaf green 09011. Which is clogged up, so it's what paper clips are good for. There we go, that should be enough to do the job. And I'm going to use this as a secondary cloth color, starting with the boots. Go. It's also got a belt buckle you can see some of, but not a whole lot of. But just enough that it does warrant being taken care of. I might redo the front of the gas mask here. Right, but we'll just do it in the green for now. I do want the straps in this color though. And start on the gas can, Phoenix Red 09005. Again, could be a water can, it's just a canister of some type. I choose to interpret it as a can of gasoline for no reason. Literally, just no reason. I just think it's funny that the Broggan brothers are carrying around gasoline for no reason whatsoever. Might not even be aware of what's in it at this point. Being a little careful in that green right there because it's not dry yet. And just a little touch up right down here where I nicked the boot. Down there. And then Stormy Gray 09088. Going to do what I assume is a crack or a frag grenade that he's never going to use. Because in Blackstone Fortress, all of his attacks are centered around his mall here. Which I believe is a power weapon, just not the same quality as other Imperial forces, but makes up for it with just being a big solid iron club with something of a power generator in it. The Chaos Ogre I did a while ago has an improvised version of this. It looks like it's made out of a support beam. This is the real deal here. And I think that's pretty good, so I'm going to leave well enough alone, let this dry up, and then move on a bit. I'm getting there, at least on the paint job. Focus still needs some work, though. I'll have to keep figuring that out. Oh boy. Alright, just let it dry and move on. Okay, that seems to be working a little better, but Marine Teal 09077. Probably going to need 2 more clips to get the base coats finished. Just going to do some armor and some secondary colors. Yeah, this will work. Here's where it gets a little tricky, because I will get the back, at least nominally, this long armored apron, for lack of a better word. Actually, that seems to be a pretty good word for what this is. Sure does look like an apron. Oh, and I just nicked the belt. Just take care of that. I'll just have to touch that up with the green. I'll just have to get the green out again, touch that up. Got a little too loose there. Great. It's out of focus again. Fine. I'm just going to take care of this. And I'm just going to have to keep playing around with my lighting until I get this consistently fixed. That's about all I can do is just keep trying to get it right. And I have these look to me like handhold on the back, possibly for threading. I would guess heavy chains or cargo too. Well, if you've got a massive giant, may as well make him a pack mule. It's also conceivable to see it. I can also see a commissar commander just latching on and hitching a ride too, which is just hilarious. Go ahead and get the this part in teal, but I might pick out some of this a little later on in the other colors once it's all dried up. And this shield actually encases the entire hand. That helps a little, but not helps a little, but there's gotta be more I can do to fix that. Okay. Actually, another option for the the wall here does specify this equipment shown, but another option for the ogre in general are a grenade launcher and a larger, more of a tower shield. But what's neat about those parts is the tower shields will actually fit in together very well. I'm trying to think of some kind of terrain piece I can make using them. Okay. Alright, that's got that. I'll need to touch up some of the green here. Or the flush on the shoulder, but I'll go more in here, but that's more or less got it. So a few touch-ups aside, once this dries, I can move on and wrap up base coats. Getting there. This in terms of painting. And I'm dropping crowns again, oh boy. Okay. Boy, it is really not going to focus very well. Alright, I'll get this figured out. But right this minute, Tarnished Steel 09206. And I'm going to flesh out the shield with this, at least the iconography on the front, as well as what I assume to be the generator. Then the emblem on the breastplate. Yeah. And old bronze 09197. And I'm going to get the trim of the shield with this. including on the back as best I can. Do these plates on the what I'm just going to call the apron. And then let's see here. Cabling here, and the portion I think that I'm equating to a generator. Let's go down the grip as well. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to let that all dry up completely. When I come back, I can start shading. And keep trying to fix the focus, which is still following me. Oh boy. Okay. Time to shade. Aged Pewter 09196. This ball's about cashed, but I don't need much of it. Thinning with 1 part water, 1 part paint. Just going over the base coat. Blackened Steel 09205. Seems to be getting a little better right this minute, but the focus is still really fighting me. Then Fire Red 09004 for the gas can. Okay. I need to let all of that dry completely before I move on. Well, the focus seems to be a little better right this minute, but it still needs work. Okay. Next, Deep Ocean 09076. And again, because I can't stress it enough, 1 part water to 1 part paint. And on shading, I'm going from the highest area to lowest. Base coating low to high, and highlighting will be lowest area to highest. I'm just going over the breastplate here. Seems like my camera's trying to focus, but also trying not to. It's kind of weird, but whatever. And now, matte black. With particularly dark colors, you'll need to use 2 to 3 parts water to 1 part paint. And the reason for that is if you don't, if it's too dark, it'll muddy up all your other colors. So just something to be mindful of when working with it as a shader anyway. Now this here, it's almost a little too dark still. In doing this particular style of painting I do, black can be a particularly difficult color to work with. Just to get it shaded and highlighted so that it looks good. Okay, and that gets the grenade and the maul, so I'm gonna let that dry completely and then move on. I think 3 more clips worth of shading and then some lighting effects and detailing. Oh, and I'm starting to drop frames again, holy moly. Alright, let that just settle down a bit. We're getting there. Okay. Pine Green 09010. I kind of forgot to do his belt buckle, so I just took care of that off camera. It's just the tarnished steel with blackened steel as a shade. Thinning that out, I'm going to start on top of the head here. I have to wonder how old this particular kit is in terms of the sculpting. Because this is similar to the gas mask that the Batman villain Bane wears in the Dark Knight Rises movie from a few years ago. So I wonder if one inspired the other or if it was a coincidence. I'm going to guess coincidence in this case, but it's just a guess. And that is a call mark potential spam. Oh boy. In other words, nothing of consequence. Reminded of an old comic strip. Old lady on a telephone, mushroom club in the background, caption reading, I found something better than caller ID. Caller search and destroy. Okay. Here we go. Just one more shade, then I can get ready to do some lighting effects. No, 2 more colors of shade, but it'll take 1 session to do it, so just about there. Okay, last bit of shading. Marigold Yellow 09007. Get this on the yellow here. Blot that out to where I nicked the teal. Then Fair Skin 09047. Let that dry completely, then I can prep lighting effects. Alright, time to prep the eyes and some lighting effects, so matte white. Very little water, just enough to thin the paint. Just going in the eyes here. Then on to shield these rods. And on the club, these slots right here. Again, I'm using just enough water to thin the paint right now. And maybe a little more than that. Use a little more than that. On the club anyway, because just do this a little more because I want the lighted areas to appear overflowing to a certain extent with power. Okay. Let that dry completely, and I can actually dot the pupils in and get the lighting in there. So, back and up a bit. Okay. Matte black, just a little bit of it. This is, again, matte black. I think my camera's trying to act up again. As I mentioned earlier, my tripod is definitely shot. Just a tiny dot of that in each eye for the pupil. That looks better. Now, pale green 09012. So for a lighting effect, you need 2 to 3 parts water to 1 part paint. Key is to leave some amount of light showing through. Though here I obviously don't have enough paint. And the overflow here will kind of help sell the illusion that it's glowing. And now for the cudgel. Let's see here. I'm going to take a little lemon yellow, I think, 09009, use that. That's pretty good. Alright. A little more of that green on the top. 2 bits of the generator there. Let it all dry up completely, then I can highlight and go from there. Alright. This thing does to focus a bit first, but time to highlight. So, linen white 09061. And using a ragged feathered brush, something along the lines of this. Rub out most of the paint on a paper towel that looks like there's nothing left. And then dust the area to be affected. It looks like there's... Oh, no, I'm getting that backwards. You want very little paint on the brush. You want it to look like there's a little on there. Brushing against raised areas. I'm getting a little scrambled, I guess. Using a little extra straight paint right there to cover up the teal that got on there by mistake. It'll happen from time to time, don't worry about it. I really want to make sure I get the biceps. Some of the best defined muscle groups on his body. Okay, next. Lemon yellow, lemon yellow, 09009 lemon yellow. I'm getting all kinds of mixed up. Oh boy. I'm focusing on the most readily visible surfaces only, so I'm not going to worry about the midriff here where the breastplate doesn't quite cover the sides and front. Pale green 09012. Alright, let's just try to get refocused there. Operative word try. Taking that pale green. Unfortunately, my tripod is about shot. I have to wait a day before I can get another one. Which is going to mean I probably get the next video with this one that's kind of falling apart first. I tried that out because I just realized I forgot to do the wristband. Okay. Surf Aqua 09078. probably going to use the current setup I've got here on lighting and all that for the next video. And I'm taking a little break and getting a few supplies, and we'll see if I can figure out a way to alter my lighting again to hopefully fix the blur. Yeah, this is a nice triad here. Really works well. And again, I'm going against all the edges as best I can. A little bit on the shield interior, not a whole lot. Which one next? How about True Silver 09207? You know, I'm certainly have a few frames here, that's not bad yet. Focused here. Okay. Kind of subtle, but it works. And quite nicely, I feel. Tarnished Brass 09198. Let's burnish up that shield. And these secondary plates on the armor. And the grip of his maul here. Fire Orange 09006 before I forget it. Oh, and I've just dropped 290 frames in the blink of an eye. Not happy for me. At least it's more stable than the last video I did, but that's still something I need to figure out how to prevent and resolve. Fire Orange. It's a bit thick, but it, you know, it works. It works. Just a little bit right there and there. It's kind of a little spot touch up. Where's the one I need? Uniform gray. Get the frag grenade he's never going to use and probably doesn't realize he's got. And touch up the gray on the maul here. Okay. Alright, well, looks like I dropped 1500 plus frames for crying out loud. Alright, just matte black to wrap up and line the edge of the base with. Oh, and I somehow got my brushes, my paint. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, both Broggan brothers have been very problematic filming-wise. It's frustrating. Just don't need to worry too much about the feet, as they're a fair amount distance from the edge of the base, but just lining it. And there we go. That's it for the painting. I just need to let this all dry up completely. And now 1700 frames dropped. Alright, let this dry, and I can base. Back in a bit. Alright. Time to base. Convenient mixing container. And white glue and water. So you can get this to cooperate. Assuming we can get this to cooperate, my system is still dropping frames at random intervals, despite efforts to get it controlled, and it's got to be something to do with the program itself. I was looking into switching, but it looks like every other program has the same or worse rating than the one I've got, so say that's a thing. Putting that all around the feet of the model. Did not mean to get that on the edge there. Oh boy, hiccups. And give it a dip in the basic material. This is a mix of fine and coarse talus or rock debris. It's pretty good coverage, but not perfect though. There's a couple of bare spots right here and there. Let's try that again. It's got it. I'm gonna take a dry brush now and just dust away. Just pushing the material straight down. Okay, it's pretty good. So that needs to set for about 30 minutes, give or take. Now when it's had a chance to set, I can seal it. So that'll be the last thing I can do on camera. So back in a little bit. Okay, the basins had time to set. So Scenic Cement. This is a Woodland Scenic's product. Glass eyedropper, because this stuff will bond to plastic rapidly. Just going to drip it into the basic material. Let it soak up. If you don't give it time to set first, this will just make divots in your base, in your material, excuse me. Okay. Clean out. Oh, cap back on there. And there we go. Dorg The Wall Broggan. So this is the last Blackstone Fortress related model I'm doing for a while. At least until I get either one of the other kits that can be used in it or the next expansion. But this is not the last Warhammer 40,000 model. Got character Ogren Nork Deadog next, so until then, I am Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games, signing out.